Hey everybody, it is Dream Sapphire. I am back with another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to my channel and follow me on all my socials. I'm on Instagram at dream.sapphire and TikTok Dream Sapphire. Ugh, such a mouthful. But today's video is about growing your hair for 2021-2022. With these tips and tricks, you can grow up to 6 inches or more in 1 year. So before I start, grab a paper and a pen to take notes, because this is going to be the most comprehensive hair growth video on the internet. No kidding. Grab your tea, grab your snacks, grab whatever you need to be really comfortable. Pause. Okay, now that you're back, let's get started. So the first tip really has to do with your health and nutrition. It is so important for your hair growth that your body's healthy. So I definitely recommend eating a whole foods diet. Make sure you're getting plenty of fruits, veggies, proteins, and whole grains. You definitely need water. Stay extremely hydrated. And you can even do supplementation like a multivitamin and add biotin and collagen to your supplements. That will help you immensely with hair growth, as well as a bonus of nail growth and skin health. Now, while we're on the topic of health and nutrition, part of that is getting adequate exercise. Adequate exercise looks different for everybody. Some people like to go for a swim, some people like to go for a jog, other people like to do weightlifting, other people yoga and Pilates. So find something that really works for you and that you really enjoy, and then do that 2 or 3 times a week for at least 30 minutes. Start there, really simple. And also, sunlight. You absolutely need sunlight. Now, when you look at all of this together, hair growth is kind of like growing a plant. Plants need nutrient-rich soil, which for humans would be your multivitamin, your nutrition. They need water, which would be your hydration and your water intake. Sunlight, hello. And then this one is a little different. They also need periods of darkness, which in human form means rest. It means take a rest from all the styling that you do on your hair once in a while. Like every week or so, every couple weeks, switch it up and just go natural for a day. If you know you're gonna be staying home that day and you don't really have anything on the schedule, try wearing your hair natural and just letting it air dry. That is the rest that your hair and scalp really, really needs to help get that hair growth going. That basically covers all the health and nutrition things. And next we're going to talk about products. Just know that this video is not sponsored in any way, but I am a licensed cosmetologist, so this is all my genuine professional opinion. When it comes to products, you should absolutely be using professional hair products for your hair 100%. With every single product that you're going to be putting on your hair, it should be professional. The reason for this is that there are so many super foods put into professional hair products, whereas drugstore hair products, for example, are pumped full of additives and fillers that make the cost of production go so low so that you can get it at an affordable price, but it doesn't actually have good ingredients for your hair. And there are very many horror stories about these synthetic fillers inside of drugstore products, adding a coating to your hair that you can almost scrape off with a razor blade if the coating becomes thick enough, and that is not conducive to your hair growth. So absolutely use professional products. My cat is always whining in the background. Anyway, products, it really starts with your shampoo and conditioner. You need to be using a professional shampoo and conditioner that is actually suited for your hair type, whether you have kinky, curly, straight, wavy hair, whether you suffer from dry hair, if your hair is damaged, if your hair is color treated. These are all things that you need to think about when purchasing your shampoo and conditioner so that you can get the absolute most bang for your buck. And then after doing your hair with a shampoo and condition, you might want to look into getting a scalp serum. I highly suggest Aveda products all the way around. I am an Aveda stylist. I work for Aveda. So I highly suggest looking into their Pramasana scalp serum. It's something that you leave on after you do a shampoo and condition. And making sure that your scalp is healthy and exfoliated is so important for hair growth. There's exfoliating shampoos, there are, scalp serums, and you really need to make sure that your scalp is, number one, hydrated, that it doesn't have any product buildup, that it doesn't have any dandruff or flaky buildup either, so that way your follicles can breathe and new hair can actually grow up from the root. After you have treated your scalp, it's extremely important that you put in some kind of leave-in conditioner or detangler before brushing your hair, because that helps prevent breakage when you're detangling. And one of the biggest enemies of hair growth is hair breakage. Hair breakage is going to make your hair look nice and thick and full and healthy at the top, and then extremely thin and raggedy at the bottom. If you want to avoid that, start using a leave-in conditioner or a detangler. That ties into hair brushing. Hair brushing is so important for hair growth. A lot of people compare it to scalp massage, and that's absolutely correct. When you brush through your hair from root to end, you are able to stimulate your scalp, get the blood back flowing. And trust me, tangled hair is so difficult to brush out, which can lead to even more damage. So just make sure that you're staying on top of your brushing, and you can throw in some scalp massage as you do that. Once your hair is detangled, it really depends on your styling method for what product comes next. If you're somebody who rocks your hair mostly natural, you can use a leave-in conditioner, you can use a gel. If you are someone who blow dries your hair often, definitely use a styling cream or a styling prep that has a heat protectant. All of these things are really at your discretion, but again, make sure that it is appropriate for the styles that you do and that it is a professional product. So that kind of encapsulates my hair growth tips. The last thing is actually mentally and emotional. You are going to need patience and peace. The ways that you can cultivate patience and peace really comes from maintaining, building, and growing a relationship with God, the Most High. He is the author of peace. He is the author of prosperity and growth as well. So just making sure that you're staying as stress-free as possible really helps growing your hair, and cultivating patience within your character and your spirit is elemental to growth, because growth is a process that takes time. It doesn't happen overnight necessarily. So knowing that your hair growth is a journey and that you are in it for the long haul and you need to have patience to see it through is going to give you so much peace of mind. Because if you're stressing about why you're not seeing hair growth in a week or two, your hair growth journey isn't going to be that fun. So start with patience. It will lead to peace. and a relationship with God is at the head of all of that. I hope that you found this helpful. I absolutely do have more knowledge for you about hair growth, and it's really about the stages of hair growth. But if you don't have time and you really just wanted to get some tips and tricks, you can click out of this video now, because all of the most potent and necessary information was already spoken about. This next is for people who are just more interested in hair growth and the science behind it. So basically, hair actually grows in 3 different stages. There's let me see, I'm so sorry, but I'm like blanking on all the names of them, but that's really not that important when it comes down to practical knowledge. What you need to know is that in stage 1, there is a growth cycle. It means that for possibly months at a time, your hair will actually be growing and elongating and getting longer. In stage 2, there's a resting phase. Your hair is in between stage 1 and 3, and it's preparing itself for stage 3, which is a shedding cycle. This means that your hair will fall out from the root. And before you start to freak out, know that this stage 3 of shedding is extremely minimal and extremely natural. In fact, our hair is in all 3 stages at once at any given time. That's why we see minimal shedding from our hair happening on a daily basis. That's because different parts of the head and different hair follicles are in different stages of growth. That's why when you go to the hairdresser and you're ready for a trim, sometimes if you've waited long enough, like a year or more in between haircuts, you can see like your line at the bottom is so jagged. How did you once upon a time go from a nice smooth straight line to having a jagged hairline at the ends? That's because your hair is growing at different stages. And it is extremely important to get trims for your hair growth. That is not a myth. It is not a myth. And that's because the ends of our hair, through wear and tear, naturally become damaged. So when we get regular trims, we're able to stop the splitting at the source so that the split doesn't move all the way up our hair, because split ends are actually damaged. It's damage. And you don't want damage going all the way up your hair shaft, because eventually it's gonna break. Hair that's split is extremely prone to breakage. So your hair is just going to thin out over time. That way, if you get regular trims, you have thicker, fuller, more luscious and voluminous hair. And this was pretty much the end of my tips. I really hope that you found this helpful. Of course, if you were to sit in my chair, I would have so much more to offer you, because I know exactly what's going on with your specific head of hair. If you would like to book a free consultation with me, please DM me on Instagram at dream.sapphire, and I will get you on the books right away. Thank you so much for tuning in. Click subscribe, like this video, and see you on my other socials. Till next time.